Welcome back to Flash Philosophy. Can money buy happiness? Damn, that's a good question. The answer is it depends. Now, there's a lot of data and a lot of studies on Google that you can research, but the summation of that data is a qualified yes. Money can buy happiness, but only to a certain extent. This means that the happiness curve goes up as you continue to make more money, but after a certain point, it begins to flatten out. And what that means is once you reach a certain point of income, more money doesn't contribute to your overall happiness as much as it used to. And I think this is true because I think we can all agree that it's not the money itself that has intrinsic value. It's the stuff and experiences that we can buy with that money. And that happiness curve begins to flatten out because after a certain point, after you can already afford the luxuries that you enjoy, it starts being less about the money and more about other non-money stuff. And a lot of people haven't even asked themselves what that non-money stuff will be. A lot of people haven't even reached that point in the game plan, and that's okay. That's an approach. But focusing on the money first is not the only approach. And honestly, no approach is inherently better than any other. You can gain happiness with a lot of things in this world, but at some point, even those things can get saturated. And the happiness curve in relation to the volume of that activity will begin to flatten out. I mean, we get bored of things that we love doing all the time. And that's also why you can find absolute happiness and absolute unhappiness among the richest and the poorest people in the world. Rich people can still feel insecure and rejected, and less rich people can still feel pride and joy. And the real thing that nobody tells you is that the concept of happiness does not hinge on things like money. It hinges on your own definitions of what is enough to be happy. And I think it's really important that we make a distinction here because a lot of people see a conflict between being satisfied or happy with what you have and being ambitious. But satisfaction and ambition are two totally separate buckets. And a good rule of thumb is that your satisfaction bucket should always be full, and your ambition bucket should never fill up. And the thing is that you're in charge of what goes into each bucket. You can fill your satisfaction bucket with whatever you want, but being grateful and happy with what you have is not in conflict with being ambitious and working towards more. And I think the key is defining for yourself what those two things look like. How much is enough for me to be happy, for my own sanity, for my own mental health? And even though I'm totally happy, what is the next thing that I'm gonna do to feed my inner instinct to continue doing great things? And remember, you're gonna do great today.